an introduction on Monday. So we've got an old friend back today with us. He was on with us before. I'm not sure when we'll remember that now. Good morning, everybody. Good to have you here. The light is marvelous here on the window of Ducan Altum. And we're here before the sunrise today. I wanted to give you those changing lights. So who's back with us is Pastor Jan from Amsterdam. Pastor Jan from Amsterdam. Welcome back, Pastor Jan.
Good morning.
Good to have you. When were you here last time with us?
The 4th of July.
Really?
90 months ago, something like that, or 80 months ago.
1 second.
I had to stay a long time because of the lockdown.
No, but 1 second. It was the 4th of July that it was last year. Oh, it was a year ago.
The June, 4th of June, I mean.
4th of June. 4th of June.
19.
No.
No,
No, it had to be 2020.
2020.
Okay, sure. And we're now in 2021, and we're in November. So yeah, okay, got it. So yeah. Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, the time flies.
I'm one of the first foreigners to come back individually. You know, last week they opened
Right.
the 1st of November.
Well, well done. Well done. Well done.
At the first opportunity back.
Well done, Pastor Jan. Excellent. Great to have you back. And we're ahead of the sunrise this morning. Oh, there's coming. I can see the disc is beginning to come.
Yes. Beautiful.
Look at this here. There it is. Let's keep walking, Pastor Jan. I need to get the blood circulating here.
Yes.
It's easier. The last couple of days we had a number of people from the, it's a Nazarene church from Nashville. Nashville, Tennessee. And it's very hard to move with the group because, and especially if they're a little older, they want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And, you want them to be able to hear. So it's very difficult to move 10 people in a conversation walking.
Mm-hmm.
But when 2 people, I think we can handle this much better.
12 is maximum.
12, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, interesting point, going with 12, moving around with 12, yeah. With 12, but actually the group was much bigger because there were also the women, and they were serving, and then the group was growing, right?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting comment. So people, we're back with our readings, and we have the Book of Wisdom. We were interrupted yesterday because of all of the readings about the dedication of space, like the temple and St. John Lateran. So these readings of us being the temple of God. So we had an alteration of the regular pattern of reading. So today we're back with the Book of Wisdom. And I just remind you, I'll take for granted our conversation on Monday where we had a little introduction to the Book of Wisdom, how it's a very late book and how it's like a sponge that's, a wet sponge is like so filled with awareness of all the great themes of the Hebrew scriptures that it's like you just touch it and your hand gets wet. The Book of Wisdom is oozing with all of I would say a processed reception of of wisdom. And just like Psalm 1, this major alternative, the way of the unjust and the way of the pious person, the just man, the Zaddik. And so justice is a very big theme of the book of wisdom. You know, when people are unjust, they're not very wise. And justice has many ramifications, a justice towards God, a justice towards our neighbor. And today, there's a very strong word toward those who are judges. And maybe it's not just in the sense of the judges of the Supreme Court, but in this biblical sense of judges, they were like the leaders of the people. Before the kings, you had the judges. So it's a very strong word of wisdom. And then an appeal in the psalm to God to bring justice, because many times there's such an experience of injustice in the world because of all kinds of selfishness and power plays and lack of consideration for each person as the image and likeness of God. So Pastor Jan had a very interesting insight about the gospel story today of the 10 lepers. So Pastor Jan, you were sharing that very nice thought this morning about this, about your reading of the 10 lepers.
You know, before that, they were just 10 unknown guys who have only one thing common. They were lepers.
Yes.
And afterwards, one becomes special. By the way, he was a stranger. He was a foreigner. He was a Samaritan.
Yes.
And that's an interesting thing.
Yes.
So your problem makes you all the same.
If we share a problem, we're all the same. We're in the same boat.
But then when you have that encounter, one becomes different.
Yeah, when the problem is solved.
Yes.
Yes. So while we're in need, let's say, it's like a forest fire. When there's a forest fire, all the animals are together. They're all in danger.
Common misery.
Common misery. And then when the problem is solved, then it's back to our own ranches and to our own peculiarities. And so then the point you were making about that he was even a Samaritan.
Yes, an outsider.
An outsider.
Yeah.
A stranger.
A despised guy.
A despised person, yeah.
But before they were all despised.
Exactly.
And now he's just singled out.
Right.
Oh, by the way, it was a stranger who was healed.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And in a certain sense, when we start comparing each other, like you have this kind of car, or you live in this part of the town, you know, so we start having our criteria for differentiating each other.
Yes.
But if we're all, like all the kids facing an exam tomorrow, it's just all about the exam.
The same problem.
We help each other the kids will help each other to understand the subject matter.
Right.
But then when it's over, that bond of shared trouble is no longer uniting them.
You become special.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
right, yeah.
Interesting.
Like that.
Interesting. Look at that light there now. It's a little different now.
Oh,
A few minutes ago, without the sun disk up, it was a very uniform light. And then we have the sun strong in the window there right now. Yes, and then the great virtue of gratitude, the way it's highlighted. It's maybe gratitude is also a fruit of a wise person.
Right.
Because if we don't ponder things, we take them almost as owed to us. And it's almost like every day we expect a new day, or we're angry. Even we could even be angry with God if we don't have this or that. And we really have an incredible amount for which to be grateful every day. A little line has developed here in the Sunrise Stroll and Chat, Pastor Jan, that, you know, it's a huge gift to be able to see the sunrise each morning, you know.
Yes.
But
We take things for granted so easy, you know.
behind every gift, there's a giver.
Yes.
And sometimes we get absorbed by the gift.
Uh-huh.
So, what other words of wisdom do you have, Pastor Jan?
Well, you know, we were also reminded about how people in authority sometimes abuse their position. You know, you see that in
Yes,
that psalm, and so they are warned, kind of, hey, guys, watch out what you do, because you cannot just go on and exercise authority at your own free will. There are some
parameters.
parameters, and that justice is something that's so important. And
Yes,
so it's a great responsibility to care,
yes,
to have authority. You know?
yes. It also, the line in there about the judgment,
Yes.
you know, it's really contemporary thinking, because when Jesus is speaking about the talents, those who have received more will be asked for more.
Yes.
And we're coming to the end of the liturgical year. Now we'll be starting Advent in a couple of weeks. And that's a theme at the end of the liturgical year. It's like a theme also of our lives. Maybe people can automatically look back on their lives and ponder, and we evaluate, right?
Yes.
It's kind of a human thing to do. And then this word in the Book of Wisdom, that those who have been given much will be required much. If they had great authority, they'll have to be responsible for it.
And there's the time of reckoning. You know, the books have to are checked.
Yes.
There's a certain moment where all are checked. So
Yes. And I think there again we turn to prayer and ask for forgiveness first of all, for our failings and our lack.
Yes.
Maybe there's also a sense of impotence in a way before great authorities. There's like we can't do much about it, you know, and then it's probably very good for us to have a realization that somebody else is going to carry out that reckoning, that God himself is going to ask for a reckoning.
Yes.
And then maybe we need to pray for the authority, like Paul has suggested to us, because pray for kings and emperors and those in authority, because
there's such an unrest right now in the world because of this corona problem, and so we have to watch out what we are doing, and learn to be thankful, and walk carefully, you know, because we can judge very quickly about authority, what they are doing, but well, it's not easy for all those
Exactly.
people who are carrying that big responsibility.
Exactly.
It's enormous.
Exactly.
It's easy to be very distrustful, but yeah.
At the end of the day, everybody is a human being.
Yes.
And very needing to rely on others.
Yes.
So there's a lot of wisdom needed.
Absolutely.
And we're back again with that theme, that the Book of Wisdom, that the Book of Wisdom is really the fruit of human pondering, but very, let's say, cross-fertilized by Scripture, where the Word of God has been shaping a people, and those of the people, oh, look at all these birds that were sitting there.
Enormous, huh? Wow. So wonderful sight. Such a wonderful sight. And the light on the water. So peaceful.
It's the time of the cormorants. They're gathering and they're going to be fishing in the winter time. So those birds distracted us from our thoughts here. Sometimes that happens in a stroll, right? When we're having a stroll and a chat. Well, it's great to have you back, Pastor Jan, and little by little we're seeing the pilgrims coming back.
Yeah, wonderful, huh?
Yes, and some groups are bigger. Actually, there have been, we've had a group from Spain that had, I think, over 50 people. So according to the regulations, they had to be split into groups of 30. But now the regulation allows for groups of 40. So
That's good.
I think, or there's a proposal for that. There's all the, like you said, the people deciding these things. It's a sensitive matter. There's a proposal being prepared right now for groups of 40 who have to stay within their own pod. They can't mix with others.
Yes.
And they can come in, I think.
I was surprised how quick they were processed on the airport.
Really?
Very efficient.
Really?
Enormous.
Say that again.
I was surprised about how they were processed at the airport.
Uh-huh.
Very efficient. I mean, in 2 minutes your test was done, and I had it early in the morning, 4 o'clock. I had already the result. Not even within 12 hours you have the results.
Wow.
So it's normally it's 24 hours officially, but
Right.
but very fast. I was surprised how smooth everything went.
Actually, most of the groups up to now, because I've been asking people to comment about this, they've readily stated that it has been a very difficult process. So obviously people are learning as well.
Yes, I was surprised. I mean, there were about 50 tables where people could come for that test.
Wow, at the airport.
At the airport. I mean, so quick.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's wonderful. So then obviously, again, that raises the question of our meekness, in a way, our which is really realism, with those in authority. Sometimes we put on an amazing pressure, an expectation, and it's not easy to resolve societal problems, and we're ready to go into revolutionary mode.
Yes, and a blame game and complaining and
complaining. Mm-hmm.
And I was so surprised how easy it went. So I'm encouraging people to come back and to enjoy this place. It's incredible. I mean, early in the morning, seeing already such a beauty. It's surprising.
Wonderful. I think, Pastor Jan, our time is beginning to approach its limit this morning. So I'm just so grateful that you're here.
Thank you.
Give our best to Mies, your wife.
I'll do that.
And she's here also?
Yes.
Yeah, fantastic. So you didn't come alone?
No, we are 49 years together, so...
Fantastic. 49 years, so next year is the 50th anniversary.
We hope to celebrate it over here.
Yeah, fantastic. That'll be what is
kids.
Oh, fantastic! Excellent.
10 grandchildren.
Wow.
1 great grandchild.
Wow. You're only a kid and you're a great grandparent.
That's it.
No, give me a break. Tell the truth. You know, there's a day of reckoning and justice.
No.
Hey, people.
I can give all the names. Not time for that.
Okay. Excellent. People, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Wishing you many, many blessings. I better do the selfie moment so you see that I'm here. God bless you. See you later, alligators.